I wanted to key in on that concerning education. You know, what you feed the children with is very important, and in your state, just like in most northern states, we have two forms of education there, the Islamia and the Western education, which the people would want to call the Makaranta. So have you put in place a system whereby you find out what some of these malams teach the children, if it's way beyond what is in the Quran and Hadith? Because we have come to realize that some people get indoctrinated outside what the religion is about. Is that a system in place whereby you monitor what these children have been fed knowledge-wise? Now,
you see, first thing first, what we have done is first and foremost to remove the children from the streets, and they learn so much, so many vices on the streets itself. We decided to ensure that they go back to their homes. Of course, it is not an offense for anybody to send his children to anywhere as long as he take care of them. What we had in Kano and many other parts of northern Nigeria was for somebody to have so many children and you choose one or two. That's their way of doing family planning, and send most of them outside. Some of them are sent to places that the parents have never been themselves. There was nothing like feeding allowance or clothing or anything. And these children are left at the mercy of these teachers who take them from their parents to other parts of the country or even outside the country. And of course, these teachers themselves are not being screened, and of course many of them had the character required to handle the issue of these children. Now that is the first thing. The improvement of the schools and facilities necessary. And of course, we have Islamia schools. And these Islamia schools are also well established. And these Islamia schools, normally we give them teachers, normally mathematics and English teachers. And of course, with that, there is a level of control from the Ministry of Education. And not only that, we support many of them by building classrooms for them, give them teachers, and so on and so forth. And all these things are going or have done so much good to the system. And the good people of Kano State are supporting us. In addition to that law, there is also a law on the ground banning what we call Aikatau. Aikatau in our state, in Hausa, means those well-to-do families who would go to villages and towns and get young children, mostly female, at the age of 5, 6, 7, 8, and so on, to bring to the house, and of course give them some jobs which we consider as a modern slavery. And that was why we had the law on the ground, and it's effective, and I believe people are handling it in such a way that, that there is law on the ground. So we are making a lot of progress by sanitizing the system. Of course, there are many other programs like the issue of Okada or Achaba that we banned. Before now, we had about 2 million motorcycles around the city of Kano. You could imagine the level of pollution, the level of accidents, and of course the machines were also used for things that are against the security. Mm-hmm. So much has been achieved in terms of programs, and that is why today the city of Kano, and in fact across the state, we have sanity, we have people who are law-abiding, unlike what we inherited, because we always tell the people that we have got one law on the ground for everybody, unlike the previous practice where you have some for a particular group and others for some people.
One of the things you'll be talking about here today is health. What would you say continues to be the greatest challenge for you in implementing your health programs?
Well, I don't think there is any serious challenge other than the issue of resources. But within the limit of our resources, so much has been achieved. One, the issue of training and retraining of our health personnel, the issue of sending our children to various institutions, both within and outside this country. We noted that there was need to create some institutes. Now we have 24 brand new institutes that we are able to create in the last 3 years. And we have 3 under the Ministry of Health. We have brand new nursing school, we have midwifery school, and of course we have health technology. Mm-hmm. And all these were being created in the last 3 years. That is in addition to those that we inherited. The first challenge that we had when we created these institutes was the issue of manpower. We lack the manpower in the state and even across the country, teachers who could teach in these institutes. What we did was to get nurses, trained nurses, young men and women who have trained in nurses. And now we sent 50 to Egypt to train them to get degrees and diploma to teach in the next 2 years.
How would you say all of this drive is helping, say, in the fight against polio immunization programs? There's also recently recorded drug abuse by young people. That seems to be becoming a problem as well. Is this something you're also looking to tackle frontally?
Yes. Now, while the issue of polio, I believe, had to do with the quality of life. That was why we are working in terms of the area of education, in the area of empowerment, and so on and so forth. And of course, we are working together with our partners, Dangote Foundation, Bill Gates Foundation, and all other friends within and outside the country. And we were having some resistance in the past. Now people across the country, the state, have accepted the medication. And of course, in many cases, we had to use our authority to ensure that everybody is being taken care of. And so far so good. We're even getting all sorts of supports and appreciation from our partners.
Would you say you're past that level? Sorry to interrupt, but would you say you're past that level of resistance? Is it now generally accepted?
Yeah, I think I can comfortably say that we have passed that level, and even where we have it, we use the authority that we have to ensure that even if it means forcing it, it's being forced. And I cannot remember anywhere or anybody who has now resisted and is not bringing in his child or children. The whole program is under the leadership of the Deputy Governor, who goes round from local government to local government to ensure that all our children are being immunized. And we are making a lot of progress, and we are getting all the support that we require from all our friends and stakeholders.
Okay, your policy or policies on agriculture, how would you say it has helped in terms of contributing towards reducing or solving the security situation in the state? Because some time ago there was this explosion here and there in the states, which I believe you're looking into. Would you say that policy has had a direct impact on getting youths off the streets and focusing on agriculture?
No, you see, the issue of security in Kano is different from other places. We see security as a complete package, meaning that while we are talking of the police, the army, the SSS, and so on, we are also talking the issue of food security, education security, health security, employment, and so on and so forth. And we have done so much. I told you about 24 institutes. If we are talking of agriculture, we have 6 institutes under the Ministry of Agriculture. The Poultry Institute, we graduated hundreds of thousands of women and, of course, our youth. We have what we call Livestock Institute. So many of our youth were being trained. We have Fisheries Institute. We have Horticulture Institute. We have Agri-Mechanization Institute. And all these institutes over the last 3 years, so much has been achieved. And the issue of drugs, yes, of course the laws were already on the ground, and we have what we call Kano Reformatory Institute. That's also one of the 24 institutes. What we do is, what we have on the ground is we have committees under the NAFDAC and NDLA with the police, the SSS, and the traditional institution, Kano Emirate Council membership, and so on and so forth. And they go to towns and villages within the city, and all these young men and women who found themselves into drugs are being picked and are being sent to Kiru Reformatory Institute. We had so far, we are able to graduate about 400 inmates, and all those 400, at the end of their training, we choose those that are interested in joining the government. We send them for appropriate training in one of the institutes, mostly Kano Corporate Security Institute in Gabasawa. We train them for another 3 months, and then we employ them, and at the end of the day, they work for government. Others go for things like Karota, those who are taking care of our road maintenance, and so on and so forth. So you hardly get anybody that you can call a madman on the streets of Kano today.
All right, then we have to thank you for coming on today on the program. We've been speaking with His Excellency Governor Rabiu Kwankwaso, Governor of Kano State. He's also here at the Governor's Forum Retreat. We're back after this break. Don't go away.